Hi everyone, it's Sean from STK Markets here this morning. We've got another update from Hannan, and it just appears to be getting bigger. The share price has certainly reacted very favourably to the recent news of the Swedish acquisition. We've got Zac Turschwell of Hannan Metals with us today. There's been some more progress in Peru. This thing just keeps getting bigger, better. The soil samples, the geophysics, it's showing this thing could be a monster. And then we've got Sweden. We've finished our drill campaign and they're already looking at starting the next one, which I'll talk to the relevance of that in a moment. But Zach, today's a big day for Peru. Congratulations. Those permits have finally been lodged and there's been a lot of work behind the scenes to get to this point. Great work.
Thanks a lot, Sean. Yeah, good to catch up, mate. Yeah, it's a huge milestone. Like, I can't understate the amount of work that goes into just getting to this point for the drill permit at Previsto. So it's about 12 months or so of baseline studies, environmental, archaeological, and abundant amount of community engagement. All very key steps, and all of those steps are documented thoroughly, and all goes into our submission document, which has just gone in this week. So yeah, very exciting here at Hannan.
Zach, we'll talk to the timeline in a minute, but the key message here we're giving shareholders is that Hannan Metals doesn't waste time. You were drilling out the previous tenement, the small little one, this is the big berth. We had the little baby. That didn't hit the results we're after, but the delays in getting the permits, and now that you've actually applied for it, has led you to do a lot more groundworks, a lot more geophysics. And that 148 out of 148 hit result from the last one, that's just an astounding number, which gives you the confidence to put these permits in because it costs money. But at the same time, define drill targets. So when we finally get them, we've got the highest probability of hitting pay dirt.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So while the long permitting pathway can be a headache here in Peru, we're not sitting around. So we're making the most of this time by working a lot on the ground, defining those mineralized footprints, increasing the footprint of mineralization, like you're talking to those results there. Having 100% of channel samples returning mineralization is a pretty remarkable result for such an early stage project. And also, like you alluded to at the start there, as we've been speaking about the Swedish projects, rolling them in so that we can get some near-term increase in shareholder value while we are waiting on the permits in Peru.
Peru's always been elephant country. And what I mean by that, we're talking multi-million potential ounces assets. The grades are fantastic. We saw what happened with Southern Cross. The grades from Sunday Creek just sent the share price to the stratosphere. This is a very similar playbook to Mawson, Southern Cross, the spin out that happened there. Mike's created billions of dollars worth of value, and you've seen the same thing here. You're very good at the capital management. Mike pivoted to Melbourne, Victoria for Sunday Creek, found a monster. Sweden looks amazing, but he didn't lose track of the Finnish assets, which was Mawson initially. And those assets have gone fantastically. It's the same here. It's the same playbook. The permit's going, and it's not lost to me today that you don't waste money, you don't waste time. Now that we've got the permits coming through, we can look forward to drilling this in the future. And it's certainly fabulous. Those results speak for themselves. But Sweden now, the drill results that you've finished drilling, one thing I found very, very interesting in that is that you stop drilling in Peru on the smaller tenement to focus on the big bertha, which is why we were really invested. But in Sweden, the board's already talking to a second drill campaign, which you didn't do in Peru. So me being a speculator, which clearly I am in the financial markets, I'm reading the tea leaves here. I'm reading hopefully something into this which proves correct that you liked what you saw in the core samples and you're already looking at a second round of drilling.
Yes, so we do like what we see. That first 1,040 meters completed the Starvatresk program. So that was just remarkable. The turnaround from announcing the option earn-in deal and then having the drill permit approved and mobilizing the drill rig all happened in a space of a few weeks. Like, it's just remarkable how quick it happened there. We completed that 1,040 meter program in about 10 days itself. The drillers are remarkable operators, producing really good quality core samples. We have logged the first 7 of those holes and rushed those first 5 off to the lab. We're expecting results in 4 or 5 weeks' time from today. And as soon as we get those results, we'll push them out to the market. The second program is subject to those results. So we want to confirm what we think we see in the drill core before we execute that follow-up drill program, which is the strategy there.
Let's face it, we've seen Mike Hudson and yourself operate in the past, Zac, and I've just heard some magic words, which I quite love. Rushed the samples through. Now, you never really rush anything through until you see something amazing. And there was a saying that we used in Southern Cross at the beginning where we saw VG or visible gold, which was a saying. I know you can't comment on this video because it's information that can't get out there, but you've got a big smile on your face. Builds to my thesis or my case in my head that I've been buying more shares on market lately. I've added to my position quite substantially over the last month or so when you put this Swedish asset in, because I could read the tea leaves. I could see that when Mike and yourself make a move like you did with Sunday Creek and Mawson, you were doing the same playbook here. My investors were very happy with it. And you can see that share price has appreciated from 47 cents to 70 cents. It's gone up 50%. Rushing samples through the labs is another confirmation in my brain that there is something that's there. So let's see what happens in 4 or 5 weeks when we get those drill results. But the reality is, people, we've put in the permit for Peru. That's why we invested. That's the mother lode. That's the multi-million ounce potential. 148 out of 148 samples is just phenomenal. And that has finally been lodged. So the turnaround time in those permits, Zac, what can we expect there?
So it is around 6 to 9 months. So that takes us to the end of the year, which in the jungle is the wet season. So that's December, January, February, where it's not very safe to mobilize a chopper in the low cloud. So realistically, it's late Q1 or Q2 by the time we get all those approvals and can safely mobilize a rig out to Previsto. Like we're saying, we're not just sitting around resting on our laurels during that period. We're advancing the field work in Peru, so more results to come, more channel samples and surface work to come, as well as this Sweden projects advancing alongside. So those two things are happening in parallel, which is a key point there.
I think the Swedish project is approaching light speed, to be honest, with how you're delivering drill targets, drilling, getting the results in. Zac, I've got to take my hat off to you. I've never seen a company move that quick. We've worked with a lot of other businesses in the past, and the way that you've executed this strategy is second to none. I take my hat off to you and the team. It's about shareholder value, creating and protecting wealth. The whole point of Sweden, obviously, there's a massive exploration upside there that we're very keen to see. I know I personally am, but you haven't sat on your laurels. You're looking after shareholder equity by maximising efficiencies and taking the funds that we're going to use to drill out that small project in Peru. You've conserved that capital. And again, it's not lost on me that you're already tentatively pushing through or getting ready for a second drill campaign in Sweden and rushing things through the labs. It's not lost to me that there obviously potentially could be something very fantastic there, and which again, that can provide news flow and catalyst in the shorter term to give upside to the share price whilst we still work on the mother project, which you've now just submitted the approvals for. So very exciting times, Zac. You've got news flow coming back from the labs, which we all love. I mean, it's done wonders for Southern Cross. You've got the permits starting in Peru. You'll be looking at defining those drill targets over the coming months. So when you hit the ground, you're hitting it running. Is that correct?
That is exactly correct. As soon as we have that approval, we're going to have all of our ducks in a row and the field work on the ground complete, all the targeting so that our drill holes at Previsto are going to be the best drill holes we can possibly drill for that first, 7,500 meter program, which is what we've put the application in for. So yeah, we won't be sitting around waiting. That is our strategy. Like you keep saying, we are all full steam ahead here.
The reality is you're fully funded for the moment.
Yeah, we're fully funded at the moment to continue this field work, the groundwork in Previsto, continue the community engagement and the permitting side, as well as fully funded to acquire 100% of those projects in Sweden, those 3 projects. So that'll cost us $2 million of exploration spend and issuing a total of 4.5 million shares to the vendors. So we're fully funded to operate both of those things there.
I think if anyone has looked historically at what Hudson and yourself have done with Southern Cross, you've set yourself up with the funding required, and it's not lost to me either that the vendors of these assets wanted scrip. They didn't want to relinquish the assets. They thought there was something special there. They've seen how Mike and the team have created a lot of shareholder value, billions and billions with Southern Cross Gold. They wanted to keep a foot in the door by taking scrip. That's something that's very important. The second thing is these drill results will come out. So if you want to take advantage of hopefully a similar Southern Cross experience, the only way to get stock is to buy on market.
That's exactly right. For now, it is to buy on market. And yeah, like you're saying, it's a huge vote of confidence for us that the vendors there were, only looking for paper, and we're more than happy. So it's a really favourable deal for both us and the vendors, and we're really excited to continue working with them.
Zac, thanks so much for your time today. What we can clearly see is we've got drill results coming. We've got the permit applied for. The company is doing what it says it's going to do, allocating shareholder resources to the appropriate strategies to create shareholder value, minimising risk and moving forward. And as I said, this is something that you can only get exposure to on market at the moment before these drill results come out. So Zac, thanks so much for your time. Really appreciate it and look forward to speaking in the coming weeks when we get those results from Sweden. And good luck with the permit in Peru. Everything appears to be going on track.
Many thanks, Sean. Yeah, thank you for your time. Always a pleasure to catch up. And yeah, watch this space. Lots of news to come.